Well, as promised, motherfuckers, I'm here with your Sonic 06 review. Now, yes, I've been playing this game quite extensively, and I am just about to beat Iblis with Silver. I'm up to that. I stopped last night, but I've been playing this game nonstop for like the last couple of weeks. This is a pretty long game. There's 3 stories to go through as Sonic, Silver, and Shadow. Um, Now, this is widely considered to be the worst Sonic game of all time. And I knew right then and there when I heard that claim, I had to play it. I waited a lot of years. I remember watching Darkness to Curse, who's a really great YouTuber on here, underrated. You should go subscribe to him if you don't know who he is. Check him out at the very least. And I remember listening to everybody saying that this was a really bad game. Some call me Johnny. Um, he, also another great YouTuber, said that, this game was also pretty bad, but maybe not the worst Sonic game of all time. But he dedicated 50 minutes, 50 minutes to this game and talking about what he disliked about it. Now, sadly, unlike those reviewers, I don't have a capture cam. I don't, I would love to play this game and talk over it and shit, but some side of me, I don't want to spend $100 on a capture cam, because this is not a big gaming channel and all that. I mean, I might consider it for the future when I have more disposable income, at my hands, but right now, at this point in time, I wouldn't really get my hopes up about getting a capture cam. Um, maybe I would get more views on my gaming videos if I did that, but anyway. Well, that's why we have a donate button. If anybody has like an old capture cam that they don't want anymore, feel free to send it to me. you know, go ahead. I would really appreciate it. And if anybody was willing to do that, I'd make whatever video you wanted. But anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's really, they call it Sonic 06 to differentiate this game from the original Sega Genesis game. Now, as everybody knows, I am pretty. I can't get a good A. There we go. I'm a pretty big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. Know a thing or two about his old school games. I like the Sonic Adventure games, and I've always found at least something good about all the Sonic games. Something that at least made them good or stand out. Each one of them had a positive. Not all of them were good, but each and every one had something that you could at least take away from it that was good. This game is no different. So, how should I start this review off about the game where just about everybody said everything already about it? And I know holding this box up is my way of letting people know what this review's about, because I don't have the footage like everybody else, and I do apologize for that, for this very archaic way of making videos. But this is probably one of the most organic channels here on YouTube. Everything I've done has been man-made, or something like that, or taking the least amount of effort. Um, well, Sonic 06 is, in my opinion, it's enjoyable. Does the game have glitches? Oh, you bet your ass it does. It has plenty of glitches. There's plenty of fucking glitches in this fucking game. I can't begin to tell you. The main town is Soliana. It's kind of like Station Square and Sonic Adventure, but way fucking bigger. And the overworld map. I like this overworld map. I don't know why. I like it. It might not be the most detailed world map. It's an early 360 game. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's just fine. And it's the hub world. And you could do town missions within it. You could do your normal zones, your normal missions that go towards completing the game, or you could, get achievements by completing all the town missions. So, running around Soliana, I've encountered some glitches. I'll get stuck on a building and it does this weird wobbling effect. And there's plenty of times when I've like landed and my character would do something extremely weird. Um, but there's nothing really that breaks the game, so to speak. Nothing that really ruins it. I've played far glitchier games than this, and this really isn't the very worst. I think it was pretty much based on the hype surrounding it that made people so angry. But I do have a lot of problems with this game, and I'm going to state them here in this review. So you got 3 hedgehogs to choose from, and each character has other characters that you could play, within their storyline. And they're all interconnected. You may even be repeating certain cutscenes throughout the game, which is kind of annoying to see the same cutscenes, but, you kind of understand why that happened and why they had to repeat certain things. But Sonic's story is the best. Now, Sonic's stages are the fastest. And I feel like you get the best of each level. Each character pretty much travels through the same levels. At the same levels, nobody has any unique levels. I'm not really sure if anybody skips over any levels in particular. I don't think that they do. Or maybe they do. I'm not really quite sure. Give or take a couple of levels if they do. For the most part, you're traveling to the same levels. You're seeing the same things. Sometimes certain characters take different routes, but they're pretty much the same for the most part, which is another criticism I have to bring to light. It would have been nice if there were more multiple routes. There's different things in each level for each character to do, that the other one can't. Sonic and Shadow are pretty similar. Silver's are a little bit different based on the way his gameplay is set up. Now, the secondary characters are another thing. So you got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and you could play all of them. So here, Knuckles barely shows up. Tails shows up a bit more than him. And Tails' gameplay is pretty fucking annoying, to say the least. I don't like his little bomb thing with the rings. Because when you lose rings, you can't tell which rings are your weapon ring or your real rings, if that makes any sense. Because what his weapon is it's this dummy ring bomb. And he throws the bomb at the characters and rings explode out of it. So sometimes, I feel like sometimes the hit detection is a bit off in this game. I feel like sometimes you have to get so fucking close to an enemy that you have to lose rings. So when I lose rings, I can't tell which rings explode off of the dummy bomb and which ones are mine. And that's annoying because when I die, because I accidentally try to recollect the rings that I thought were mine and they're actually the ones with the dummy bomb. Oh, you can see why that could get a little bit frustrating, to say the very fucking least. So we move on to Shadow. Shadow has a homing attack, much like Sonic, but he stops in between. And if you keep hitting the A button for the homing attack, if you're playing on the 360, I don't know, what is that, the X button on the PS3? Here, that version's more glitchy, by the way. Maybe that's how this game got its reputation more. So if you keep pressing it, Shadow does this attack where he kind of blasts them with fucking energy blasts, like he's fucking Z-Fire or something. I don't know where he got that power from, but he developed it in this game. It's pretty cool. But it's pretty annoying. Especially when you want to do multiple homing attacks, either to get to a certain location or get to a different enemy. And there's certain parts in this game where it is glaring that you'll need that you wish that he didn't have that attack and he just had the homing attack. And I feel like it's a real disadvantage. Um, Now you get to play as Rouge sometimes, and you play as E102 Omega, I believe. I think it's Omega. I was getting confused in this game. I kept calling him Gamma. I believe it's Omega, 102 Omega. And I really did not like Omega in this stage. Holy fucking shit. I I thought that he could have been a lot more awesome, but his blasts are so fucking slow. Oh my god, does he shoot so fucking slow? And I was getting the shit kicked out of me. I had to keep recollecting my rings because Gamma or fucking Omega shoots like a fucking idiot. I mean, like a really incompetent fucking robot. And I don't know if that's because he's been deactivated for so long, but that motherfucker is just, he's like worthless. He's fucking worthless. And Silver. Oh, Silver. Hi-yo, Silver away! What? I like Silver's gameplay in theory. You know, with the fucking kinesis shit. That's fine. They can move items and stuff, but the controls for this are broken. And I kind of see why people were saying certain things about Silver when it came to the his fucking gameplay. There's like no way around this. There's no fucking way that you could really spin this positively. I mean, it is awesome that you get to throw things, but it's so frustrating aiming shit. You have to be perfectly aligned, and I mean dead fucking center, when you're launching one of your kinesis attacks. And you get to use boxes, and it's like the same shit. For God's sakes, on the 360, even if it is an early game, could they find better stuff to throw? I mean, here's fucking Havoc. They worked with Valve on Half-Life 2, which also had kinesis powers. Well, they had like a fucking gravity gun that was pretty much like kinesis. You think that maybe they could have lent some helpful hints and maybe fucking doing something other than fucking boxes or boulders or some shit like that? Other things in the environment, it's just fucking boxes. Explosive boxes, fucking steel boxes, fucking wooden boxes, fucking boxes all over the goddamn fucking place. There's boxes up my fucking ass. I had splinters in my ass, and those boxes are in the game. I was like, holy fucking shit, if I have to throw one more fucking box. And then finally I got to the part that everybody complained about in this fucking game, and that was the fucking Dusty Desert, I believe it's called. You're inside when you're with Silver. You're on the fucking inside of the fucking temple, pyramid, whatever the fuck it is. And you come to this ball puzzle. They should call it the ball breaking puzzle. So you've got this ball that you have to lead into a hole, except there's other holes that it's not supposed to fucking go in. You're supposed to use your kinesis powers. Now, every time you push this thing with your kinesis, the ball starts counting down. It starts at 9. You push it once with your kinesis, it goes down to 8. There's a counter on the ball. You push it again, it goes down to 7. I swear to fucking God, there's no way of getting that ball into the hole without the thing exploding. So I have taken the route that many other gamers here on YouTube have taken, and I went to the exit door of the level. You get on top of a box, and this is one of the cool things about Silver, is that you could make the box levitate, and in doing so, you levitate as well because you're on top of the box. Now, if you do it next to the door, and you press towards the door, you'll go through the fucking door! Now, all I can say is if this game didn't have its glitches, I probably would have never gotten past that part. I don't know anybody who has actually passed this part here on YouTube that I've watched a review from. They've all done the same fucking shit as I have. And that's why I did it, because they did it too. And it was the only way they could figure it out. I just wanted to get out of the fucking level already. Yeah. That was pretty fucking retarded. And I tried it again at Radical Railway, or whatever the hell it's called, with the train. You come to a bunch of wooden planks that are in your way, and I don't know, nothing that I threw at it would break. Then I kind of thought to myself, what if I did the kinesis on it? But before I even thought that, I just did the same thing. I put a box right in front of the wooden planks that were blocking my way, levitated the box, and went right through them. And no, one of Silver's powers is not like Shadow Cat from X-Men. He can't phase through walls. He's not supposed to anyway, but he can. You know, judging that you have a fucking box that you can use to get through them. And there's a lot of them. I don't know. There might be other parts in this game where you can phase through walls. If you know, post them, because I'd actually like to know that. I mean, it blew me the fuck away. I was like, this, I didn't really have a huge problem with anybody else. Now, Blaze the Cat, I like playing as her, and I like her, like, drill claw attack and stuff. I think she's pretty awesome. And to tell you the truth, I really would have liked to play as Blaze more than fucking Silver. Now, I understand that Silver has a totally different gameplay style, and that's probably why they included him. Also, the voice actor for Silver. It's not like the voice acting is great in this game, but Silver's voice is so much worse than anybody else's. I mean, the Iblis trigger. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, like, holy fucking shit. Why that voice? Why such an annoying voice for a main character? A side character, maybe, for comedic relief, but Silver's high, whiny, friend Drescher almost like voice is just fucking obnoxious as fucking hell. What else could I say? Oh, back to Shadow. Shadow, they have a whole bunch of these vehicle things, and I don't know why they feel that Shadow is like the vehicle person. Why? I mean, he's pretty fast once he starts fucking ice skating, which I've never really understood. I love Shadow, I love the character, but I've never really quite understood why he ice skates. Why he does that motion anyway. Why they have to have him do vehicles is beyond me. Oh, I guess because Shadow's the badass. He has to drive a fucking boat. He has to drive a fucking car. And the handling for these vehicles are okay, I guess. The most annoying thing is doing a town mission, and I want to fucking talk about the town missions, because some of these are annoying. There's like a couple of different types of town missions. There's a race. There's number 2, that's defeat all the enemies on the screen, which are the ones I welcome, because those are fine. And then there's the ones where you have to run through rings. And that just reminds me of Superman 64 a bit too much. Seriously, there are certain levels, certain town missions where all you have to do, this is what you do. When you're on the overworld and the hub worlds, or any part of the hub world where you're in Soliana, New City, or the forest, you have to talk to certain people and do certain missions. Now, some of these town missions are required, some of them are not, and like I said before, some of them are just for fucking achievements, or, just for bragging rights that you've done them all. And, some of them are pretty annoying. Some of them take a lot of time. One of the most annoying ones I did was the one with Shadow, and that's the fucking race in the car. These cars are like fucking aggressive. Now, you can easily get through all the cars, but you can pass them up easily. There's one car, the one that's like always in the lead. You have to keep on fucking double tapping that button to stay ahead of that motherfucker. And God forbid you hit a wall, just quit the race and go back into the mission because you're never gonna complete it. I mean, it's like fucking impossible. You can't beat the level. I mean, you can't beat the town mission if you fuck up at all. There's no room for fucking up. And the car is so sensitive. You just tap the wall like that, your car is going to fucking stop dead. Because that's the physics in this game. Fucking Havoc? What the fuck? I mean, I don't understand how they worked on Half-Life 2, but the physics engine is kind of broken in this game. It's not completely broken, like I said. The Sonic storyline, there's really not a lot to complain about. Silver, I had a whole bunch of shit to complain about. Now, I've actually really enjoyed this game. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't hate it. I tried to hate it. I thought something was wrong with me, but the game really is good. And maybe I'm just fucking, fucked up in the head because I'm a Sonic fan and I give it like a little bit of a pass because it is Sonic. But I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's a fun game. It really is. Silver story, not so much. But, even still, the Kinesis is a little bit fun. Gets a little bit old after a while. But Sonic's story is a lot of fun. It really is. And I enjoy running around the hub world. Um, some of the characters crack me up. Nobody talks in this game. Some of them do. Occasionally a townsperson will talk in Soliana, but most of the time they go, eh, 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 eh. And the way how they talk is like their hands are up in the air and shit. I found it quite comical. I was like, oh, fuck. Right? Wow. I like games that go a little bit for the the odd, and something you could look back on it and laugh at it like whoa, hey, huh? But anyway, all right. So this game is not as bad as everybody says it is. I think that it was just kind of the shock at first that many people didn't like it, but there's still a lot to like about the game. There's a lot of obnoxious parts about the game, and oh, in Silver section, there's a lot of slowdown. I also wanted to add that too. I didn't have slowdown in any other section of the game. I started playing as Silver, and there was fucking slowdown out the fucking ass. And I encountered it more than several times. Silver story just fucking sucks. It does. And if you want the 100% in this game, you're gonna have to fucking play the game as Silver. Well, anyway, there you go. There's my review of it. 7 out of 10. Enjoyable, flawed game. So there you go, motherfuckers.